All right. So, oh, man. I keep seeing all these people who have crazy opinions about resellers. So, this one reseller in particular was being cyberbullied by people who were supposed to be her friends. Actually, there were two female resellers who were going through that I saw. And then another one I just saw, I think it was last night, had people talking crap about him in the comments. And then this morning, another reseller posted a video where he was saying that people were saying that resellers on social media are fake and we don't really resell, and we're just basically, in these idiots' minds, we're American pickers. We go out and find stuff, but we don't actually sell it, I guess is what they think. They think we're like the people on American Pickers. Because if you don't know, the people on American Pickers make their money from being on the show and from going and talking to people, and they also have book deals and stuff like that they make a lot of money from. They don't actually make their money from selling, because I've actually I know people who have been to their stores, and their stores are not actually stores. They're pretty much like museums. Everything there is just on display, except for like a small portion of items that they sell. But it's pretty much the so-called stores are just there for people who watch the show to go to and look at. Is pretty much what it is. And apparently some people think that resellers on YouTube are like that too, which is really fucking stupid. But then you have other people who think resellers steal from the poor, which is also really fucking stupid. Because that's not true at all. And the only reason people think that is because they've never actually stepped foot in a thrift store. If you actually went to a thrift store, you would see how much stuff they have and how little stuff that resellers actually buy. I mean, I've been to thrift stores that have, I don't even want to think about how many thousands of items. I walk out with the most I've ever actually bought at one thrift store was probably 10 or 15 bags of stuff. And that was the luckiest day I've ever had when I was outsourcing. I just so happened to go on a day when they had a ton of really good stuff that I could make a lot of money on. And that's the only reason I bought that stuff. Most of the time, I don't even buy the things that you see other resellers buying. Because I'm a lot pickier than other resellers. Most of the time. Unless I'm desperate because I'm not finding anything, then I'll get the typical stuff that other resellers always buy. And then there's also people who think that resellers take advantage of the elderly, which is not true because, well, in my case, I rarely ever go to yard sales or estate sales because I don't like them. I really don't like going to yard sales or estate sales Because in my case, I never find anything that I want. Like I said, I'm pickier than other resellers. I don't buy most things that other resellers buy. And I say that even though I have warehouses full of inventory that I haven't listed yet. And that's the sad thing. Even though I'm pickier than other resellers, I still end up with a hell of a lot of inventory because of how much stuff is actually out there in this country. And that's the thing. That most people who are making these idiotic comments about resellers don't understand. This country has so much stuff. We could send the majority of it to other countries and we would still probably have too much. But still, we're going to have people in the comments making stupid comments about how resellers do this or do that when we don't, because they're either uneducated, have no idea what resellers actually do, which is the case with a lot of them, or they're just jealous or stupid or lazy or a combination of all those things, and are mad because resellers make money and we work for ourselves. And I think that's the problem with some of them, I know, is that it's jealousy. They hate resellers because resellers are actually doing something, while the people making those comments are sitting on their ass not doing anything. Even though I've seen comments saying that resellers are lazy, and the people that say that are dumb as hell, because reselling takes a hell of a lot of work. It's not as easy as people seem to think it is. If you actually want to make money reselling, you have to work day and night. Most nights I sleep maybe 3 or 4 hours because I'm working. I stay up pretty much the majority of the night working on my business. And the rest of the time I'm either outsourcing, or I'm out here listing, or I'm doing something else for my business. You cannot be lazy and be successful as a reseller. It doesn't work that way. And there have been some resellers who quit because they were bullied by these people that hate resellers. Well, I don't know if they necessarily quit reselling, but I know they quit making videos. And they said it was because they were being bullied. There were a bunch of them that quit because of that. And there's also been some who got into reselling, thought it was going to be this big, thing where they can make money and not actually have to work. And then when they realized how hard it is and how much work you actually have to do to actually make money doing it, they quit because they're lazy. You cannot be lazy and be a successful reseller. It does not work.